Hi everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Um let me make sure that everything's in working condition. Can you all hear me? Let me know if the sound's good. Let me know. Let me know. Baby Bunny's protesting. Okay, girl. She's upset. Can y'all hear me? Let me know so we can get started. All right? And while we wait a little bit for people to get in here and those notifications to go out, we're gonna get the intro going. Thank you for being here, everybody. Y'all hear me? Perfect. Hey, Wim. All right, let's get this intro going so we can hit the ground running with this true crime, very interesting news. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for being here. Listen, hit that like button, please, and thank you. Okay, we're gonna get into this true crime situation. I was sitting down, minding my business, paying attention to social media, and it came to my, news feed that the Innocence Project is gonna be helping Mr. Scott Peterson. So let me tell y'all something. I'm not surprised by the news, believe it or not. I want to say about 2 years ago, I was listening to a podcast where I was listening to some attorneys go back and forth, like criminal attorneys go back and forth on the Scott Peterson case. And they were talking about specifically how they felt like Scott Peterson is innocent. Okay. Yes, that's what it was said. It was said. So for those that don't know the Scott Peterson case, I mean, that is the I think I was in high school and the Scott Peterson case was going on. So Scott was convicted of 2 counts of murder, first degree with special circumstances for killing his then wife, Laci Peterson. Laci Peterson was, I believe, 7 months pregnant around the time. Okay, and she was the circumstances of way in which she went missing, everything else. Then we had a like mistress that appeared. Her name is Amber Fry. Why did that like I out of all the things I can remember about the Scott Peterson case was Amber Fry. Girl, Amber Fry was what I could remember. Y'all remember? See, I heard that yes, there was. There was. I had heard I about 2 years ago. I had heard. So when I heard this news on my, minding my business, checking out social media, I saw that. I saw that the Innocence Project was going to be helping. So yeah, like I was like, oh, okay, well, Listen, let's get the news and then we're going to talk about it, okay? And we're going to put some old clips of Miss Amber Fry and she has since moved on and everything. I know there's been a lot that has happened with this case in the last couple of years. Mm.
That the Innocence Project has taken up the notorious case of convicted killer Scott Peterson and is seeking evidence from the original trial. For more, let's bring in our Alex Stone in Los Angeles. Alex, I can't believe it's been 20 years since the death of Laci Peterson. You and I both covered this story. I did when I was a reporter there in Los Angeles. What kind of evidence are we talking about, and where do you see this going?
Well, we're just beginning right now, Kara, to go through this document that we have obtained exclusively that shows that the Innocence Project is now at least beginning to take up this case of Scott Peterson, asking for evidence from the original trial, saying that they want to look through that evidence. Historically, when the Innocence Project gets involved, they only get involved if they believe they can win a case.
Let me make sure that we all understand that. Y'all understand that? The Innocence Project typically gets involved when they know they can win a case. You understand that? So yeah, when this information is coming on my news feed, I'm like, well, what is it that the Innocence Project has as far as evidence that none of us knew? Okay? Yeah, 20 you, thank you. 20 years. Shake my head. Nancy said first he said he was golfing, then claimed that he was fishing at the marina, where 3 months later parts of Laci's remains and baby Connor were washed up. I mean, what could the Innocence Project have at this point? 20 years? 20 years? You feel like, okay, I totally conflated this with another case, but still I have mixed feelings. A lot of people do. And okay, let me just play devil's advocate for a minute because the media will do a number on us, myself included. Maybe is it possible that we all got it wrong? Okay, I was in high school, so I wasn't doing true crime then. But when that man was found guilty, we closed the books and it was like 20 years later, here we are. Is it possible that everybody got it all wrong all along? No way. You said no way he did it. No way he did it. Cynthia, for those that are coming, I'm going to tell you a small little recap. Today, today breaking news. The Innocence Project is getting involved, is helping in the Scott Peterson case. If y'all don't remember who Scott Peterson is, he was convicted of killing his then wife, Laci Peterson, and unborn child. I'm pretty sure he's sitting on death row, okay, in California. So what had happened? He lied, then he had the mistress. You know what I'm saying? No worries, my love, Cynthia. Thank you for asking for a recap. Mm. I was in high school. I couldn't get into true crime then, but still, yeah, he's still. Thank you so much, Bunny. Shout out to Bunny Bunny. He is on death row. He's sitting there. Now you got to remember something about California death row. They sit there for quite some time. So I don't. We could look into that. When is his execution date scheduled? I don't know if we know that yet. He did it. Casey Anthony did it. Both tried to revamp themselves after 20 years. Nope. He told many lies. All right. Listen, yo, because the comments that you guys left me on my community post, some of y'all are saying he could be innocent. We gonna do a little poll, okay? We're gonna do a little poll.
This appears to be the beginning stages of the Innocence Project getting involved. Some of the evidence they lay out of a burglary near the Peterson home around that time, making the allegation that maybe, at least it's been out there, we know the Peterson family has talked about it before, that maybe somebody else committed this crime, killing Laci Peterson and their unborn child on Christmas Eve in 2002. The fingers were pointed at Scott Peterson. His family has always claimed he didn't do it. It appears with this filing that the Innocence Project will be making that claim.
Well, let's just go back to his young wife, 27 years old. She was pregnant, and all the evidence after her death that led right to him and why he was convicted.
There was a lot of evidence. And as you mentioned, we both covered it. We spent a lot of time in Redwood City where the trial was held over many months. And then the sentencing in 2005, I believe, when he was actually sentenced. But the case, the trial in 2004, there was a lot of evidence that came back to him of a fishing trip that he had gone on. And her body was found in generally an area where they believed he had been in. They knew that he had been having an affair. Amber Fry, you remember her name coming
Y'all
into all of
remember?
this,
Y'all remember?
and her testimony and information that came into it. There was quite a bit of evidence to convince a jury. Now, in the last year or so, his family and he have really made the claim that he is innocent. They got his death penalty sentence tossed out over juror misconduct. He has claimed that one of the jurors, actually one who was quite well known at the time with bright pink and bright red hair, that she had not disclosed some things when she got on the jury, and that would have made a difference. The judge ended up giving him life in prison a number of months ago instead of the death penalty, going off of death row, which is still technically at San Quentin, even though they've pretty much disbanded death row in California. So there have been a lot of changes to his case here in the last year or so, but this is a big development. If the Innocence Project is getting involved, appears to be asking for evidence to begin making a case that either he should be released or that he should get a new trial. We're going through the documents right now to better understand them.
ABC has now.
Okay, so they're asking for new evidence. Some of you guys said it was circumstantial. All right, Chaos says, I'm from the Bay Area, was pregnant same time as Laci. He did it, period. Whoa, look at you guys. Rightfully convictions and believe you rightfully convicted and believing he's guilty are two different things, says Souls. All right, y'all go vote. Because I'm telling you, the people were divided. All right, let me see what you guys are saying on these votes. And while you're voting, do me a favor and hit the like button. Okay, so I got 125 votes, right? 88% said yes. 12% said no. Are you kidding me? I mean, y'all said he's guilty. He said, Fancy Nan says, this rocked our community. It's so sad. My heart breaks for Laci's family. I want to know what the Rocha family wants to say about this. Like Sharon Rocha said in court, divorce to get out of marriage, not murder. Absolutely. You voted wrong. You meant to say guilty. I believe he was a dirtbag. Okay. Some real questionable evidence, circumstantial evidence. Okay, look at you guys. All right, most evidence is circumstantial. Indirect evidence, like eyewitness, can be very questionable itself. Y'all are really coming in this chat like the wow. Okay, well, shout out to everybody for being here. I am just wondering, okay, because apparently we have their exclusive from the Innocence Project. We have their little Twitter, and I'm going to show it to you guys. Oh, did they remove it? I think they did. They did remove it. Well, okay. Basically, what it said, and I'll just tell you guys what it said. I'll read it. See if it works. I've obtained court documents that show the LA Innocent Project is representing convicted wife killer Scott Peterson. Okay, this is a post from their exclusive breaking news. They're asking for evidence that may point to others in the death of Laci Peterson and their unborn child in December of 2002. Their bodies were, and then it stops right there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat what y'all think, okay? We can't dismiss the Innocence Project success. No, you can't. I'm telling you, when the Innocence Project gets involved, they get involved and they truly find stuff, okay? That means they don't just get involved to get involved. You guys know what I'm saying? So you can't discount whatever it is that they might have. Let's watch this Amber Fry interview from like 2 years ago. Well, no, not 2 years ago. This was back in the day. Hi,
everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
That $1 million question. Did you murder his wife? They offered him the Alford plea. Would people still think he's innocent if he took it or guilty? Shell, that is a great question. Did they offer it to him? And so here's the deal. Amber Fry's book is, let me see. Well, it's got at least a 4-star rating. Amber Fry's book is called Witness for the Prosecution of Scott Peterson by Amber Fry. Okay? Y'all can find it in your local Barnes and Nobles for $7.99. She made a lot of money off of this book. All right? And she starts with the Bible verse. Yeah. I That's amazing. It's a hypothetical, but it's a good question, I think. What exactly is it called on Netflix? I get the staircase guy. Now the staircase one is a very interesting one. So let me look it up on Netflix. All right, let's do this. I have not seen the one on Netflix. Should we do a review on it? I mean, I want to go back and look at, I feel like an American Murder Mystery. I think that's what it's called on Netflix. Scott Peterson, An American Murder Mystery. You can also find it on Prime as well. I want to go back and pull. I want to look at all these old interviews. I'm sure other creators are probably going to do that as well. Try to see, put things together, because you know how we do it here. There's also one on Hulu. Oh, Lord, there's lots of them. There's lots of them. I will look into it. I have to figure, I want to read Amber Fry's book. I'm kind of curious to know. Peterson told another former mistress from early in his marriage that he had no intention of having children because they would get in the way of his lifestyle. Wow. Even though the mom said that they had been trying for 3 years? I bet that this would be an awesome video where we kind of list out all the inconsistencies versus what people said, she said, they said, whoever said in the reports. I'm so down to do a video like that. That'd be awesome. I might work on that. It's going to take me a minute to do, though. Yes, baby Connor was found and Laci's body was never fully recovered. Well, now with that burned van, what if she was killed in the van and then put in the water? I mean, we don't know. I want to see I wonder if they have any of the interrogation videos. Scott Peterson interrogation. Let's see if they have that. Cause that, my friend, ooh, yes they do. Infinite TV. I mean, Oxygen has them. The Archive, A&E, of course. Now I remember watching a lot of A&E on this. This was newly discovered interrogation tapes of Scott Peterson merged. This was 6 years ago, you guys.
Hi, this is Mark Barton saying your promise.
Like, what? Whoa. Hold up.
Since Laci Peterson, a mom-to-be from Modesto, California, was reported missing.
And tonight, Dateline NBC takes a fresh look at that infamous case through exclusive new interviews and newly discovered interrogation tapes. Here's Dateline's Keith Morrison.
It has definitely been a roller coaster since December 24th, 2002. There's many times that I get up in the morning and I just go back to bed.
Laci Peterson's mother, Sharon Rocha, told us her days of hiding under covers are fewer now, but there is still no escaping the pain that began on Christmas Eve 2002 with a phone call from her son-in-law, Scott.
It was close to 6:15 he called, and he said she was missing.
And that's how it began, the search for Laci Peterson, the one the whole country heard about.
We're still actively out trying to find a missing female alive.
What we didn't see back then was...
Just tell me about the morning. Okay. I don't know what time I got up. Probably Laci got up and went and assumed she had to show up for breakfast.
Here's Scott Peterson being questioned by the first detective on the case. 1 a.m., Christmas Day, 2002.
When did you realize you were going to go fishing? Oh, that was a morning decision. It's either a couple of mornings go play golf at the club or go fishing. Okay. So what you're telling me, Scott, is you have no idea where this is.
Never once did he say, oh my God, where is Laci? No. Where could she be? I hope she's okay. I hope, she's not harmed. Never, ever,
You were
ever.
feeling that panic. Even as you talk about it, you can see a little bit of it left.
Yes.
He did not seem to have that sense?
He did not have it.
The police suspected Scott from the beginning, but Laci's mom did not. Refused to believe it until she turned up.
Okay, first of all, I met Scott Peterson November 20th, 2002. Scott told me he was not married. We did have a romantic relationship.
She was Amber Fry. Amber secretly helped the police by recording her calls with Scott.
As soon as I plug in her little recorder, the phone rings.
He called.
Oh boy.
Amber. Hey. Hey there? I can barely hear you.
They were just like, "Well, I can't believe he's calling you right now."
Hey, I'll be in Paris tomorrow. I'm outside. I'm annoyed with you right now. And hopefully the phone is better.
Like, why lie about where he was at? That's what I want to know. Like, why would you lie about that when you were you're searching for your wife? Why lie to this woman? So he's just a pathological liar? Like, okay, can he, like, he could have cheated, he could have been a shitty husband, whatever, but like, why lie about his location? He called her. She didn't call him. He called her and lied. He lied about everything. So why should we believe? That is the question, is why should we believe that the Innocence Project is going to have anything? But I guess they're asking, so I don't know. I mean, take it for what it's worth.
Amber Fry. Her recordings, her testimony were the key. And with the whole country watching, Scott Peterson was convicted of murdering his wife, Laci,
True.
and their unborn son,
True.
Carl.
I'm never going to get over this. I don't say how any parent will ever get over it. You just have to get through it.
I remember covering that story.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's still on death row to this day.
Yes, he is.
That was 6 years ago. All right, so let me stop right here. What do you guys think about this news? What do you guys make of it? Listen. No, you're right, Vic. What is he going to say? I met my wife. I'm searching for my wife. I met my, yeah, that's true. I'm going to, I'll put it in the community wall, what you guys want to look at. Maybe we can review Amber Fry's book. I want to go back. I want to see what they have. I want to see it all. I mean, it should all be available online. It shouldn't be that hard to get anything with Scott Peterson at this point. But I am kind of curious to know. Maybe this man is going to have his conviction overturned. And if he's innocent, and he's just a shitty person because he lied, I don't know. But keep in mind the Innocence Project. I want to know. Yeah, I'm waiting on whatever. Me too, Bunny. Me too. Because I want to know, and the people want to know. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Tomorrow, I have a very interesting interview / conversation with an attorney regarding the Son of Sam laws pertaining to Gypsy Rose. Some of you guys have been asking, should she be profiting? How is she allowed to profit from the story and all the stuff that has happened? Make sure you are on for tomorrow. Hit the like button and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. And I plan to look further into Scott Peterson, and we will see what happens with that. We want to know. I want to know what they have, because they accepted it. So that says a lot. See you guys on the next one. Rabbits out.